A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
They try to set up the bubble screen here. It's complete. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there on the catch and run.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. This defense for the Bears, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. From his goal line here, Fields. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Chicago. Henry Ruggs, 96 yards. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Parkey with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. So that about the shortest pass a quarterback can make, but it winds up going for a bundle.
Yeah, let's face it, in the stats, it sure looks like a heck of a throw, doesn't it? It's almost like in baseball when you get that little Texas leaguer that turns into a double, you would think that you hit it off the wall. Big-time play for him on a short little pass.
Rodriguez on first down. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Rodriguez. Touchdown. That's caught. Davante Adams. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point right down the middle. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, here's Fields. Flushed out right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Here's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Only a yard there, sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. Now Fields. Got his connection complete to Ruggs. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5 now. Fields. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And the Vikings are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
These two teams all tied after one. fact, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. The kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. To throw is Fields. Steps away to his left. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
On second down, it's Taylor. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Fields on 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw is Rodriguez. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They overload him that that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's taken at around the 40. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run with Hunt. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Back to Taylor on 1st down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now a give to Taylor. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. To throw, Fields. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. The kick by Parkey is good, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll come up now on second and a yard. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Fields now to throw. Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
On first down, Rodriguez. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. It's caught, Beckham. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Going right back to Beckham here, complete. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Vikings! Odell Beckham. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2nd and 10, Fields again. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Rodriguez throwing on 1st down. And it's complete to Adams. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rodriguez looking deep for Adams. And this is incomplete. Well played defensively. Nearly had the interception. But it's 2nd down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And all the way down to the 5. A big play there for Minnesota. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game. And we see a lot of big plays, as we just saw there.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive as they take over here with 11 seconds remaining. On first down, it's Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. A final shot before the break. Fields, he'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Rodriguez. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now Rodriguez. Off play action. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Eddie Goldman drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 45 yards. That's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. Still going. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big play that time on the catch and run.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roll.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. Got an open man. It's Ruggs. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
3rd and 2, Fields. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Taylor. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Taylor. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And Parkey's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing.
Oh, and miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out, and he will get back to at least cover this. Certainly a sigh of relief there, but his offense going to be set up deep in their own territory now.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
Yeah, and the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
And this one is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On second down now, it's Cook. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Rodriguez now on third down. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
The first throw here for the backup Garoppolo. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result. Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And the Bears are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Looking for Ruggs again, and he's got him again. Touchdown, Bears! Henry Ruggs, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Parkey adds the extra point, and this is back to an 8-point game. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Now left side on the swing pass. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Room to run past midfield. And finally brought down at the 43.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Buying time to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now a first down throw, Fields. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. Fights through, and now a crease. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 41. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off play action. Rodriguez. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Cook following the penalty. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Rodriguez escaping the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are on their way to a 2-0 start. And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any off.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Point after here coming up. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because Victor
puts it on the carpet. It's out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
From the 27, Fields.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
On first down, Fields. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for Minnesota, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.